Hey everybody, and welcome to day 21 of 31 days of indie horror. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and we've got 10 more days to go. And then I'm done with this, which this has been sort of a really fun ride for me, honestly. It's been very eye-opening to see all these different films, some of which I've been wanting to watch and just haven't had a chance to watch, and some I haven't gotten a chance to watch or have even heard of. So this one I hadn't even heard of. I forgot what I was looking up. Maybe I was looking up Hunger Games or something on Tubi to see if it was still there, and it wasn't. But Death Hunter was, and I was like, Death Hunter, what is this? And it was Death Hunter, Werewolves VS Vampires. So, to go into the story sort of thing, I mean, it's your typical kind of like woman gets kidnapped, and the guy has to figure out how to get her back, and on the same side, he's been bitten by the werewolf, but hasn't turned into one or whatever, and he never really does. So that kind of aspect kind of irritated me a little bit. I kind of wished I'd seen more of, like, I wanted to see him as the werewolf and how badass he would be fighting the vampire. And it was really about him, this guy John Cross, but it's like Croix, I guess. And he's so he's trying to get his wife back, and his wife or girlfriend or whatever is taken kidnapped by this vampire who's, I guess, like a Dracula kind of character. And it's pretty lame, honestly. The whole movie is just kind of like, it was made in 2010. The cool things I'll say is, like, I liked the fire scenes, the scenes where people are either lit on fire or there's just fire all around and things like that. I'm always into that kind of stuff. So those kind of stunts. But all in all, this was just kind of a boring movie. I kept kind of wanting to do other stuff than watch the movie. It just kind of bored the hell out of me. There was some time where he was, I guess, supposed to be training with the master, whose name's Arthur Van Ness, and I don't know. It was, and the Van Ness, I'm guessing, is sort of like supposed to be like Van Helsing, but not using that name. And his wife had been kidnapped or whatever, so he was just trying to get, both of them wanted to get their wives back, and the fight scenes between the vampire and John were terrible. Whoever did the fight choreography, or the editing for it maybe was the problem. I don't know. It just did not look good. It did not look real. It didn't look. It looked very like theater. Like it looked like a theater, thing, not a film. And if you know the difference, I mean, there is a big difference between theater fighting and film fighting, and it didn't look good. All in all, it was kind of a lame movie. I mean, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I'm not saying that, like, if you're in the mood for vampires and werewolves or something, and you want to see them both in the same movie, I guess this would be the movie to see. But, like, I would have loved to have seen more about the werewolves. I would have loved to see more about their lives, who they are, what what they're about. I felt like a lot of that was underutilized, and more of the story was about, like, what can we do with this guy? He runs into these four characters, well, three of them, because one of them gets killed, but runs into these these three friends who are just, like, so boring characters. Like, they had nothing to do with the plot except, okay, we need more stuff to add, so we're gonna add these characters in, and you can tell. And when you watch a movie like that and you can kind of tell that, it's not good. So I felt like, had they established those characters early on, like those characters were going to go off at some point and go on this trip, that kind of thing, and you got to meet them a little bit more, and they became part of the story more, that would have been interesting. But having them come in at the, basically the third act and have them basically be potential vampire and werewolf, death fodder. It was terrible. So all in all, I don't recommend this movie. Like I said, the only way I'd recommend it is if you want to see a werewolves and vampire movie. Go see like Underworld or any of those other movies. I know there's an indie stuff. There's probably other great indie movies that have both. This is just definitely not it. I do not recommend this movie at all. It is on Tubi, and I think it might be on Amazon Prime as well. So if you do want to see it, you have options, but like I said, I wouldn't. I'd seen this thing, I'd probably still want to check it out just for my own curiosity and to give my own review of it. So I did, here goes, but it wasn't that good. So all in all, I don't recommend this movie unless you really, really want to see vampires and werewolves together. That's it. That's the only reason I'd recommend it. So anyway, join me tomorrow. I'll have some guests for the next couple days, so that'll be awesome. Until then, talk to you later. Bye.